Okay. Yeah, I'm not talking currently. Is it working? Is the audio working? All right, cool. Okay, I want to check the balance between the game audio and the mic. That sounds loud to me. Is it loud to you? Let's. Oh, I wasn't playing. I didn't have the game up. Let me turn the game volume down or my volume up. Yeah, I just did that. Okay. Not you. You. There we go. Okay. Try it now. Alright, if I'm talking over the game, how is the balance at? Alright, can you hear the game? Okay, so the game audio is coming through, but it's not overwhelming. Alright, cool. Thanks. Yeah. Pause that. And yeah, I mean, if you want to stay, that's fine, but you don't have to. Okay, let's go, I suppose. So this is my game. This is or well, my, I guess, most recent complete game. It's already a few years old. But it's a pretty complete game, I suppose. I mean, I'll just be doing practice and whatnot here. Because as far as I know, there is no video evidence that anyone has ever cleared this game, which I have, but I wasn't recording. And I would like there to be. So, yep. I'm going to try and do a live to all of this game. Not right now, but once I'm confident. What was that? Oh, okay. No, you're not talking about my stream. I think I'll just start at stage 1 and just see where I go. This isn't like a serious attempt. But okay, so this is stage 1. This stage is a bit crazy for a stage 1. Like, it throws a lot at you that you kind of have to know how to deal with it. Like, you gotta be a bit familiar with shmups. First boss, let's go. This game is public. You can play it on itch.io in your browser if you like. Like I said, I made this game a couple of years ago. No! Okay, that was a mistake. The bombs in this game are pretty generous, though. So that's nice, at least. That was kind of dumb, but I made it. That little tight dodge that I did at the end. Probably shouldn't have done that. It's been a while since I've played this game, so I've kind of forgotten my routes for the stages. Like, I remember having this stage down to a science back when I first released it. Okay, we'll just let y'all by. Oh, no. I knew I wasn't going to make it, but I tried anyway. This is just a practice run anyway, so it's fine. I'm not going to start over or anything. Plus, I'm not used to playing stuff live, so I think I feel more pressure. But I know I shouldn't, because it's not really any different. Nope, mistake. Oh, no, I'm fine. He's almost dead. All right, stage 3. So there are 2 games in this series. The other one is Green Ship, and I carried the tradition of having stage 3 be your stage that has kind of old school shmup like walls and kind of a maze to go through instead of just empty space. So you actually have to pay attention to the walls so you don't get cut off. Okay, I'm fine. I don't know where the enemies are gonna be. It's working out okay. Green Ship only had 3 stages, so the stage with the walls was its last stage. However, this one has 5 plus a second loop if you do well enough. So I think it's pretty easy to access the second loop. However, it's not a... I think it's like 7 deaths allowed, which is a lot. Like I think a lot of some cave games only allow like 1 or 2. Okay, this boss is inspired by the Crimson Heart from Crimson Clover, I think that's what it's called. Which is a very good game. You can get it on Steam for $5, I think. Do recommend. And I recently got a Switch version too, so if you're into that. None of the patterns here are directly copied from that boss, but they are, I think, all inspired by certain aspects of what it does. This pattern can get really silly, so, you know, you can bomb. No miss stage 3. Stage 4 is the stage that I packed chock full of references to other games. Mainly my games, but also some other stuff too. Like there's a boss pattern from Toho 5, and That might be it. Okay, so maybe just my games. It's also kind of a callback to Green Ship Stage 2, how the bullets just appear out of the sky instead of actually getting shot by anything at the beginning of the stage. Now you have to fight copies of your own ship. This game was so much a passion project for me. I had so much fun working on it. Now this boss is from a one-off, I guess, kind of tech demo I did of my shooting game engine, where you just fought him and that's it. There was no stages or anything. Oh, dang it. I went to the wrong side. So I won't kill this guy as quickly. Still okay though. This is the true last boss of Lightstorm Fighter, with patterns inspired from that game, which was another shmup that I made. Gotta be careful here. Can't be reckless. The trick is to try and dodge the waves when they're not close together, but sometimes it's not possible. If you get this reference, you get a thumbs up from me. And even if you don't, I mean, just thumbs up for everyone, really. If you're here. Hello. What's this? It's the player ship from the last game. Whoa. Okay, that was tight. This pattern can be really unpredictable. It always shoots at you, but the distance between the shots is random. Ah, that was dumb. I say that every time I die. But I did see that coming. I just didn't dodge it. Alright, there we go. Stage 4. Didn't no-miss that one, but it's alright. Okay. Last stage of the first loop, anyway. Which I probably should have prepared for. Ah, what? Oh. Dang it. Forgot which button the bomb was. I tried to press X like it is in most games. Or in this game, X is focus. This boss is a bit silly. I'm not sure how feasible all the patterns are to dodge. Especially on the second loop. I don't know if it's... Although I did it okay there. It's probably really RNG dependent. Because of the way the boss moves. This stage, this part of this stage was quite inspired by the stage 5 in Aero Chimera, which is another good game. One might even say great game. It is incredibly difficult though, and I can never make it past stage 5. That laser isn't super threatening, it just keeps you moving. It does give you a lot of time to get out of the way though. This boss has some questionable design choices, the main one being every single attack, or at least its order of attacks, is 100% randomized. It was kind of a reference to the final boss of Lightstorm Fighter. This section is not randomized though. or the gimmick to this is you have to kill the hands because otherwise the boss is invulnerable. Then once they're down, you can fight it directly. Alright. Now, I don't know how many times I died, but I don't think it was more than the second loop requirements. So yeah, we made it to the second loop. I'm not sure I have enough resources to actually clear, though. Might as well try, right? So the second loop is just, I guess, remixed versions of this. What was that? Harder versions of the stages. And at the end, you get the true last boss. Yeah, I don't think I'm clearing. Definitely not clearing. I've died way too much in this stage alone. But if we have a good time, the real 2-all was the friends we made along the way, right? Okay. As deal with this game, it gives you a lot of one-ups early on. Ah, whoa, ooh! Shouldn't be doing this. Yeah, okay. Messed up that strategy. Yeah. The deal with this game, it gives you a lot of one-ups early on as your score starts to climb, but the threshold for earning another one-up is exponential. So like you'll get one at, this isn't correct, but say like 100, and then 200, then 400, then 800, etc. So it gets harder and harder to get a one-up later in the game. So you kind of got to build up your resources in the first loop and then keep them. And there are only 3 one-ups that the game gives you automatically when, and those are on the stage 4 mid-boss. One of them. So you got 4 lives. I got tons of bombs, but I'm completely wasting them by not using them. But I got 4 lives, which isn't isn't near enough. At least not for me, anyway. You know. But that is why we practice such things, so that we may prove ourselves to be really cool by beating them. Like, that didn't do much for me, did it? That was risky. See, A lot of the bullets are really, really fast in this loop, and there are a lot more of them. Got him. So the way you earn score, the way you earn score to get those one-ups that you so desperately need in this game are by bullet grazing, which is fly close to an enemy bullet so it touches the player's sprite but not the hitbox, which is the little circle in the middle, because the hitbox is your only damage zone. And you raise the value of a graze by destroying enemies, and that value will go down if you die. Or I think bomb, but not as much. So the way to score in this game is to graze and don't die, pretty much. Which is why you can get kind of in like a vicious cycle of not scoring enough to one-up if you keep dying. And what was I even trying there? You can also earn bombs by grazing. Which is that red bar on the top right. All right. I don't know. Not sure how to do that section. I'll have to practice it. So I believe I've gotten the 2-all of this game precisely once, and it was a while ago, a long time ago, a lot closer to when the game actually came out. But it's fun to revisit stuff. Especially if you can pat yourself on the back and stroke your ego the entire time based on what a wonderful game you've made. Almost 10 million. Not sure if there's a one up at that threshold. Yeah, 1 life left. This isn't gonna end well. This version of this boss is very hard. I mean, they all are quite a bit harder. But, you know. He'll shoot 5 little servants instead of 3. And each of them makes your life more difficult. Still very possible though. It just looks really hectic. I mean, it is though. It is too. But go here now. This one you just gotta beware of being directly under him, because he'll shoot that quick burst. And this one, you just need to hold your finger over the bomb button just in case something silly happens. Alright, and that's stage 3. Stage 2-3. 2-3. I set that up really badly, but it was okay in the end. I think the best way of doing it might be to be on the right and then stream left. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to do it again. Nah. I'm not gonna deal with that. This pattern is the same, it's a lot denser than the one from the previous loop. Alright. Give me those sweet juicy 1-ups. Oh, and I got a score one too. So that's nice. I got 4 lives now. Alright, come here, green ship. You want a rematch? Yep. This pattern can get really claustrophobic now. And the trick is to move from side to side. Is just like kind of sweep from side to side to avoid getting cut off like I just did. At least that's what I think the trick is. I don't know if there's a better way to do it. Try and demonstrate. Not like that. Another thing you gotta be careful about is the hitboxes. They can be a bit wonky in this game. Just by nature of what the game is and where it was made and when. Because when all is said and done, it is still a scratch game. This version of this pattern is crazy, to say the least. Keep being cut off. Huh. That was dumb. Although, if I bomb a lot, I can maybe kill it off before I have to dodge the final. Yep. Alright. On to stage 2-5. I doubt I'll last long. With 2 lives and 3 bombs. Okay, so you want to set this up and stream to the right, and then back to the left, but I didn't do it right. It's quite a hard thing to do. That too. The game gives you a lot of bombs when you die though, so that's a nicety. So you have no excuse for not doing well. Buddy. I'm talking to myself. Kidding, I have plenty of excuses. Like the aforementioned, I haven't played this game in years. Excuse. This pattern's silly. And you can't really deal with it consistently, so it is a good idea, probably, to just bomb it. Okay, so that's that. And that tells me to go back to le practice. When I'm in practice mode, I always love to practice the true last boss. Just because it's, oftentimes my favorite part of a game that I make is the final boss, or a shmup anyway, not a platformer, but just because this is where I put like my ultimate creative juices into, and I can kind of, like with the rest of it, it's like, okay, is this too hard for this section? For where the player is at in the game, but if it's the true last boss, I can just kind of go off the rails and it's fine. And this is probably my favorite boss I've ever made, because I don't know, its patterns are, I don't know, I'm just really happy with them, and helps that the music's great too. I didn't make the music though. And ideally, I want to be consistent with some of these patterns that I'm not currently consistent with, before I go for the 2-all, so I can be confident when going into the true last boss at the end of the second loop. Now this final pattern is not, how shall we say this lightly, dodgeable. Which is why you do not want to stall the boss at all before it reaches here, because this will bleed you dry of your lives. I mean, it's probably possible to get through some of it, but not all of it, surely. But it's fine. It balances out in the end because you get plenty of resources, and if you damage the boss enough before this phase, it shouldn't Lost a ton of time, and I didn't do super well there. Let me see if I can show you some better gameplay. You deserve better gameplay than this. So a big trick with this boss is to avoid using the unfocused bomb, because the boss has a shield that will make it invulnerable as long as your bomb lasts. And the focus bomb lasts a lot longer, or the unfocused bomb lasts a lot longer. Ooh, hey, no miss first phase. Perfect first phase, I should say. Yeah, the unfocused bomb lasts a lot longer, and so you're in effect stalling the boss. That was dumb. I never... Anyway, you end up stalling the boss, so its final pattern lasts longer. Its extremely difficult final pattern lasts longer. The shield works in the same way as the shield in Dodonpachi Daiojo, which is the boss is invincible when you bomb, but not when you die. So it's still a bit forgiving. Still crazy though. I used to think this pattern was static, only changing based on boss movement, but it might actually vary with the direction it starts at, too. So what you want to do is dodge until you can't anymore, and then bomb before anything dangerous gets to you. That way you can preserve your lives for as long as possible. And then, you know, hopefully beat the boss before it drains you of all your lives. Alright, so what stages was I having trouble with? I think second loop, second boss. So we can practice everything in the game from the practice mode. Some games don't let you practice the TLB or some random nonsense like that, but I do not think that's good design. So 4 is boss 2, and we put a 2 in front of it to practice the second loop version. So we get stage 2 to boss. I think another bit was, I think stage 2, 3 was also giving me trouble. So we'll practice that one too. Or I will. I mean, you can if you want to. I guess I should probably post a link to the game. Whoa. Okay, forgot about that. Ow. try stage 3. A big difference in the beginning of stage 3 between the first and second loops is these enemies fire, when they're killed, they fire bullets downward instead of to the side. And that is especially important in that tight corridor that's coming up that I messed up with during the run. Right here. Oops. Well, never mind. I had iframes from dying, so that's it. You know what? I'm gonna go back. Try that again. That was risky and probably not worth it. However, technically, the more enemies you kill, the more score you get. So maybe it is worth it. Who knows? Okay. Let's see what the best way. Yeah, I'd have to get in there and then get to the side really quick. I also have to time it with when he shoots the other thing and when the wall, how fast the wall is scrolling. I have to keep that in mind too. Gosh, so much thinking. I just want to shoot stuff. I'm kidding. It's good kind of thinking. Unlike, you know, algebra. Or the trigonometry used in making the game. Although I didn't have to do the trig for this one, because it was pre-built into the scratch. That was pretty decent handling of that last section, I think. It's like the stage is fine. It's just that one little, that one hard part, and then a bit later on. It's a lot harder with the Type B ship, which has a more powerful but forward-focused shot, because you can't reach some of the enemies. This pattern, it always feels really claustrophobic, but I somehow end up dodging it. Like just by staying there. Okay, what's the... Still don't know the best way to handle this one. Because they'll spawn a bunch and they're in random locations. And you gotta, I mean, I guess just jump around to try and get them. But then avoid all of his stuff is also difficult. In Lightstorm Fighter, one of my other shmups, there was a thing in the scoring where a bullet traveling faster was worth more points. There is no such thing here, so the fast bullets are actually worth less, so you want to stay away from them when you're grazing them. Yeah, that boss is crazy. I do want to see if I can deal with that second pattern though better. There's a boss. 3 is 6. Sometimes they just clump all together. it a lot. I do not make it easy on you. That is in no way a safe. That did not feel safe at all. The ideal is to be able to do the patterns in a way that you feel comfortable with. You feel confident being able to dodge them each time. Although I did no-miss the pattern, so that's good. Not that one. No miss means no death, by the way, in shmup speak. If you're not familiar with that. Pew pew pew! Alright. Practice the stage 5 boss, which I didn't make it to in the run. Did not, but it's just the normal stage 5 boss, but extra silly. Not sure. I think it might actually be best to use the unfocused bomb during this fight, because it makes you invincible for longer and it still does damage to the boss. Yeah, that's not happening. Cannot make it through that gap. Note to self. A lot of this stuff, it's probably not super wise to try and dodge. Yeah, that was just straight up a wall. Hello. Whoa! Okay. Now we got... I think this would be one of the main... This boss is probably one of the main roadblocks to clear, because right after it is the TLB, and there's just no... you know, if you get all your lives and bombs bled out by the vicious 2-phase stage 2-5 boss, then you can have a really rough time. So I guess the solution is have a lot of bombs, dodge when you can, and then probably unfocus bomb a lot, because it does give you quite a bit more of a break. That star attack is a mess. Yeah. Another thing with this is you have to know when you're about to get hit, so you can bomb. Like, I thought I was fine there. It's just a thing with the wonky hit detection, which is not my fault. But it is my responsibility. because I dared make a game that requires precision. Ow. That was going fine too. At this point in the run, your adrenaline's probably at like 99%. Unless you played really well and have like 20 lives and 15 bombs. Of all the things I'm proud of in this game, this boss is probably one of the least of that. Although I still do think it works as like a kind of, I guess, gatekeeper for the true last boss. But still, it's a tiny bit egregious. At least this part doesn't have a ton of health. Although there is a lot going on at the end. Alright. I'm gonna stop soon, so I'll just do one more thing before I do. Let's fight the green ship. 2, 8. Do a bit more of this. Gotta be really kind of aggressive here to avoid getting walled. And you have to do not what I did just there to avoid getting walled. The green ship itself. This part is probably, I don't know. I seem to always get hit on that that opening volley, or the bomb attack that the player ship from green ship uses. Or at least it's supposed to represent the bomb. Oh hey, that was good. But how much of that was because me, and how much of it was random. Guess we'll find out. No, okay. Should have gone over that bullet. Okay. Now you can actually see the pattern, because I skipped it last time. This is based off the final pattern of the true last boss from Green Ship. Alright. It'll be tough, but I think I'll get there. Yeah, I'm gonna do a live 2-all. Soon. But